And you stay where you are. I'm going to just center you in this shot. Yeah. So are you just running yourself crazy?
Yeah, at the moment it's been pretty crazy. We're actually moving to a new office today, tomorrow.
Uh-huh.
Just on top of everything else,
Sheesh. That's time you don't get back.
I know, right? Yeah, I hate moving. There's a bit of an echo on the audio
You're hearing an echo from me?
for myself, yeah.
Of yourself. All right, let's try this.
Yeah.
Because I've got you just on some speakers here in the studio. Let me put you on this and see if it goes away. All right, what about now?
Yeah, that sounds better. Yep, that's better.
Okay, good. Yeah, I just had you on a TV monitor here, so I don't have to wear these earbuds, but that's okay. I don't mind. Sometimes it tends to work well, sometimes it doesn't. I don't know. Probably has to do with the latency in the call. Yeah. Well, congratulations on 1,000 new products since NAB and all that other stuff that you guys are doing. It is just nuts.
It is crazy. I'm sort of inside it and I still don't understand how it's all happening. So it's just, yeah. I was trying to describe to one of my friends the other day how it's all going, and I think the analogy I came up with is it kind of feels like we've caught a tiger by the tail and now we just have to hang on for dear life.
That's right.
Yeah, that's what it feels like. So yeah.
That's right. And you better enjoy the ride, because this is what it's going to be like.
It's only going to get worse, is what everyone keeps telling me, and I'm like, I don't know that that's possible, but we'll see.
It'll be different. It'll be more of the same, but different, I think. And by the way, we're live in the pre-show, so
okay.
So don't say anything proprietary.
No, that's fine. Should I move the plan a little bit and make some more leaves in the background, or
I think
very makeshift?
We are glad to have you, no matter how you look and where you are. It is our place. It's okay. For folks that are watching, it's like 4:30, 4:45 in the morning in Melbourne. Did you say?
Yeah, I'm in Melbourne today. Yep.
Okay. Yeah, Sandy and I are planning a visit down there, so maybe you'll
awesome.
You'll host us the way you did Jordan that one time. That was a ball. He still talks about that.
Awesome. If you come to Melbourne, yeah, we'll have a great time. Yeah, we'll go to the football and stuff. I can't remember which game I took him to. I think it was like Melbourne and yeah, it's just whoever was playing at the time. I couldn't get tickets for my team, which I wanted to take him to. But
I'll ask him. He'll remember. He remembers that kind of stuff. We'll see him next week.
Now, I'm just thinking if I put my laptop up here. Sorry, everybody in the pre-show. I'm moving the camera around.
Let's see. We've got Chris Morton from New Zealand, and Aziz, the videographer.
Hey, Aziz.
And Tommy Willis. And that's all that have chimed into the chat. If you want to pull up the chat, you can pull it up at easternshorebroadcasting.com or streamingidiots.com if that's easier. It's on the Go Live page or the Watch Here or whatever it's called. Yeah.
Okay. May I just excuse myself for 5 minutes?
Yep.
5 seconds, sorry.
Yep.
I'll be back in 1 sec.
I will entertain here. All right, folks. So, yeah. We've got Eamon Drew here, co-founder of BirdDog. I want to bid on the napkin or the back of the envelope that they sat down and created this whole thing on. Holy cow! We'll have to get Eamon on in the chat too. So, Tommy says, "Can I have one just because I'm cute?" Tommy, you're if we're doing it based on cuteness, dude, you and I are both out of luck. Oh my gosh. And Aziz, today we are going to do the BirdDog P120 unboxing, which is their new camera. It's a 1080 P60, full NDI, NDI-HX, USB. I think it's got SDI and HDMI on it. Yep, I've got one on here. And I've got a bunch of them on hand that I bought. Some of them belong to customers, and we're going to update them with firmware before we send them out, because they still have the factory firmware, which is not that bad out of date. We are getting something new. Yes, this is the BirdDog P120. The P120 and the P110 replaced the P100, which is being discontinued and sold out. But I actually have a couple on hand if somebody wants to make me an offer on them. But the P120 is the 20X version. The P110, of course, is the 10X version. And we're in pre-show for the next 12 minutes. But funny story, Eamon. Coming back from NAB, you had so graciously given me a BirdDog sweatshirt at NAB
One of these.
Where it was 95 degrees in Las Vegas every day. And I'm thinking, a sweatshirt, what am I going to do with a sweatshirt? Well, it turned out that the Las Vegas airport and every plane we rode on, the thermostats were set at 65 degrees Fahrenheit or 60 degrees Fahrenheit or something ridiculous. It was just freezing. So I wore my BirdDog sweatshirt all the way home to Alabama. Yep.
That's awesome. Yeah. I'm glad it was useful.
It was perfect.
Move the laptop a little bit and get slightly better framing. Just give me 1 second.
Okay.
I'll just put it up here. It should be a little bit better. Point it down a little bit. I can't believe I'm using a laptop. It's so embarrassing to use a laptop when you make cameras for video conferencing and streaming, but you know. Hopefully Dan's not watching. I'll get in trouble for this. But anyway.
Well, if it's on the internet, it stays on the internet forever. So it doesn't matter if he's watching now. He'll watch eventually.
Yeah, exactly.
But, Eamon, no offense, but you're not the star of the show. I mean, I'm not either. The star of the show is going to be the P120. And we're
that's okay. I've never been the star of any show, so that's good.
And we're going to talk about the other great deals that are going on with BirdDog gear. I'm so excited. Yeah.
Okay, great. So, is that framing and everything okay now, Tom? Is that looking a bit better?
Yeah, I mean, you move around a lot. That's okay. We'll make it work. We'll make it work. So I'm using a P400 here in the studio. I've been experimenting with 4K. So we're streaming at 4K P30 to YouTube.
Nice.
And YouTube does a great job. Of course, YouTube will re-encode it to 1080, to 720, to 480, to 320, to 240, and to 144. So it doesn't matter what people are using to watch unless they have set their resolution for a fixed resolution. If they'll let YouTube manage it for them, it'll match up to whatever their internet is. So we're going to try the 4K thing. And I think I'm going to get a P4K so that I can do 4K 60. And just to play. I mean, what fun is it?
Well,
I mean, if you have all these cool toys to play with, but you don't get to play with them.
No, exactly.
Jeez.
I'm just going to turn the heater off. It's getting too hot down here.
Oh, that's right. It's wintertime down there. Oh, bless you.
Yeah, exactly. But I can say, Tom, this is a good example of why you need a decent camera, because you look great and I look terrible, and I'm using the laptop camera and you're using the P400. So it's a good example.
Well, and you're sending me You're sending me 270 as the 480 by 270. So that's a pretty low resolution.
Yeah.
And that's what
Absolutely.
vMix Call does. It's going to dynamically change the resolution based on the available bandwidth betwixt you and I, because it's a direct connection. There's no intermediary. We're a peer-to-peer connection today.
Yeah, nice. It is very cool.
Okay.
vMix cool.
Yeah, I like it. I've also been talking with John Mahoney. Did you meet John at NAB? You know John from NeuralNet?
I met John many times. Yeah, great guy.
Yeah. And he's got a standalone calling software that we were working with him a little bit on trying to pick up. Tommy says his stats
nice.
for nerds in YouTube shows 1280 by 720 at 30 with no dropped frames. And Tommy, that's because of your bandwidth. YouTube has measured your bandwidth and said you are lacking. You're lacking. You can't take 4K. But it's fun. I watch a lot of YouTube at home. Sandy and I will plop down in the evenings and just channel surf on YouTube on the big screen. And the folks that do 4K, I mean, they just look fabulous, especially if they're attractive to begin with, you know. But
so I'm out then.
but the problem with 4K, if you look like me, is it's like, oh my gosh, you see every 65-year-old flaw. But that's okay.
Sorry, if I'm looking like you when I'm 65, I'll be very happy.
Oh, you're very kind. Kind.
I saw a photo of just 3 years ago, and I had a baby face, and I'm like, right, this is what running a technology company does to you. I've aged a lot in 3 years, right. Like a lot. Yeah. When we started, Dan still had brown hair, and now he's a silver fox, and we've both aged quite a lot, I think, in the last couple of years.
It takes its toll. It sure does. Now, was your previous startup as tough? Was it Blonde Rocket?
Blonde Robot, yeah.
Blonde Robot,
It was, yeah. No, Blonde Robot was a little bit easier. Not to say that the work wasn't, I don't know, you still end up doing a lot of work outside of normal business hours, but because it was only trading in Australia and New Zealand to begin with, when it turned 5 o'clock, the phone stopped ringing, the email stopped coming in, people were, so you could sort of take that break, whereas BirdDog is a 24-hour, 24/7 kind of business because we're selling globally, so it's a bit different in that it feels like you need to be more available more of the time, and that kind of takes its toll, but, I'm not complaining. We're doing, I'm certainly not complaining, but yes, it is a different challenge, it's a 24-hour kind of thing with social media the way it is now, because we started Blonde Robot in 2010. It just wasn't the same, there wasn't all these different sites and things like that, and it wasn't, Facebook, you used to just like, write on each other's wall and stuff like that. It was back in those days, so it sort of hadn't really come along, and so I think it's a bit different, but had different challenges, but yes, it was not as difficult, I think, as BirdDog, that's for sure.
Well, and it was brilliant for you guys to open up the tech support center here in the U.S. That was just absolutely top drawer needed.
Yeah, well, John was doing a great job, and I don't know, like you talk about stress and workloads, John was doing like global tech support for at least 2 years by himself out of Michigan.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, working from his house and doing, RMAs and things like that out of his house. I just props to John. The guy's an absolute superstar. He
is.
Yeah, so he was doing that all by himself for a couple of years. Now he's got his team there, so he's got I think it's 4 of them now in the Michigan office, maybe 5.
Right.
I know they're hiring for another person at the moment. So
awesome.
Yeah, so he's got his little team there, and they have barbecues and things like that on Fridays, I think. And I am
good.
And because of COVID, we've got an office that we set up, and I haven't even been there, so I need to get across there at some point. Yeah.
John is a great guy. I've enjoyed getting to know him and getting support from him. He was kind enough to give me a podcast interview in your booth at NAB. That was just a lot of fun.
Yeah, I should share that. I haven't shared those. They've finally made it onto our YouTube channel, so you can check them out on the BirdDog YouTube. And yeah, I need to share those out. Actually,
they are out there. At one point, the interview that John and I did was that your #1 viewed interview at NAB. We were doing
That's
great.
No surprise.
I haven't checked lately.
That's no surprise.
It was the longest one, that was for sure.
Well, yeah. John likes to talk, and when he feels good company, then just keep going. Have you ever done? Speaking of which, you've been streaming now for so long. Have you gone back and looked at any of your videos from the very start and sort of seen how you've evolved yourself? Or
folks, I did not put him up to this question, but this month, next week, marks the 10-year anniversary of my very first live stream as a professional. 10 years. And they are horrible, the old ones. I mean, just awful. Awful. Ugh.
Yeah, you've got to share them out. I think, Tom, you've got to at least cut a little bit. If you've got the very first one, please.
I do.
We'd all love to see it. So yeah. Oh, you do. You've got to record.
I do. Oh yeah, it's out there. It's out there on YouTube. It's on my YouTube channel. You just have to scroll back 400 videos to get to it. And in fact, I think the first couple of weeks I interviewed Alan Bunt with Good Shepherd Lutheran Church up in Wisconsin, and Amnon Nissan with Nissan Communications in Raleigh, North Carolina. And those two, 10 years later, are still two of my best internet friends. I've met Amnon in person a couple of times, and Al I have not met in person, but I've enjoyed a great friendship for 10 years. They were my two first interviewees. So I must have done something right.
I've got a whole bunch of... Yeah, no, isn't it crazy how we've all got like these internet friends now that you don't meet? It's like a modern day pen pal or something, but it's a bit more connected because you see photos of them and stuff like that. But I've got internet friends from all over the world, and I've never met them and maybe never will. But, I consider them close friends. It's really weird, isn't it? It's a strange thing.
I'd never thought about them as pen pals, but that's exactly what they are. Separated by distance, but golly.
Yeah.
Very good.
I think it's been great for human communication and connection for sure.
All right. Well, we are coming up to showtime. And thank you for working out all the tech stuff with me. And I am going to mute your mic, but I'll remember to unmute you. I promise. I mean, if I don't do it right away, I'll do it eventually.
Sure.
And let's see. Okay, who we got? We got Tommy's in the house. Chris, Aziz, Ken is here from Northern California. Oh, Ken, by the way, your P120s showed up, and we are ready to rock and roll. Some of them will be going out to you tomorrow. I thought I would up. This is just a message to Ken. I thought I would go ahead and update the firmware because the factory firmware came with it. I think it's .049, and .053 is the latest version that's being released on the BirdDog website, which is a beta, but it seems rock solid.
Yeah.
So there you go. All right. So let's get this show on the road. Let's see if we've got a button here that will mute Eamon. No, that muted me. All right, let's try again.
Oh.
Here we go. I love it. I love it. Hey, welcome. I'm Tom Sinclair. This is Streaming Idiots. If you want to know everything there is to know about live streaming, don't watch the show. Because I was just talking a few minutes ago with our very special guest that I'm going to introduce and bring on in just for a second. Eamon Drew, co-founder of BirdDog. But he asked the question, how long have you been doing this? Have you done your original? Have you gone back and looked at some of your old videos? Well, this month, July 2022, actually July 12th, 2022, marks the 10-year anniversary of our very first live stream. Back then, it was under the moniker of that VidBlaster guy, and we realized pretty quickly that we needed to not specialize just in one area, one particular brand. And so we opened up Streaming Idiots, and that sort of took off because sooner or later, everybody that does live streaming does something, and they're like, oh gosh, I'm such an idiot. We thought, well, that's a good common denominator. Let's pitch to that one. So there we go. So I had the occasion to bump into our guest today back at NAB 2016, 2017, 2018. It's hard to say. And he was just so overwhelmingly friendly. I thought, there really has got to be something. There's really got to be something wrong with this guy. Nobody is that friendly normally. And in the years since, I found that that's exactly what he is. The guy has always got time to talk, or if not, he's going to make time at a different time. Always answers any questions I have. Has now, he and his partner Dan have created this wonderful company, BirdDog, that is taking the industry by storm. And each time they go out, they bite off a bigger chunk of the industry by going and doing something different. Folks, please welcome Eamon Drew to our show today. Eamon, you're the guy. Holy cow. You guys have done a mammoth job at BirdDog, carving out a niche, creating a niche that didn't exist. I love it. You guys are the next big thing.
Well, thank you, Tom. That's incredibly, but I'm not important at all. Dan's the important one. I just put nice, pretty pictures on boxes, and that's what marketing people do. Spend money on giveaways for trade shows and things. So that's
A very wise man told me one time. In fact, I've heard this probably hundreds of times in my lifetime. Nothing happens until somebody sells something. So you can create the best product in the world, but if you can't market them and let people know they're there so that they can buy them, it doesn't matter. So it's all your fault.
Well, Dan's pretty good at marketing too. I was saying in the pre-show that I don't really know where it's all come from. We had this crazy idea, or I can't really take credit for it. It was Dan's idea back in 2016. I think he had the napkin drawing of the first studio product and things like that. And since then, I think the only way to describe it is we've somehow caught this kind of tiger by the tail. We just have to hang on for dear life now. It's there's no turning back, and we'll see where it goes. Yeah.
Well, and at NAB, which was just 2 months ago, you guys released 8 hardware and software products, or was it 14? Did I have my number wrong?
It was 14, I think, and I think we took a few liberties. Like we called the P110 and the P120 2 different products, and technically they are, but we also put Dino in there, which we'd already released. So a bit of marketing spin, but I think honestly it was 13 new products and Dino, so which was already out in the wild. So we've got to bring it all to market. The one that's really been surprising and taken us. Well, we knew it was going to be popular, but the little pod product, that's going to come along soon. Unfortunately, the prototype didn't make it to NAB, but that's the little sort of puck-looking thing that turns an NDI stream out to USB webcam. So you take any NDI or NDI HX camera and then present it into Teams and Zoom as a USB webcam. So you don't need to run software applications in the background or anything like that. You can just bring your NDI cameras into Zoom, Teams, and other. So that's looks like it's going to be a really popular little product.
Oh, I bet.
Yeah.
Holy cow.
Bit of a departure from the video kind of Yeah.
And if you could have released it 2 years ago, it would have just exploded, Timing.
Yeah,
Timing.
exactly.
Golly. But you
that,
didn't know you needed it 2 years ago. All right.
I know, right? Like, well, it's changed a lot in 2 years. So.
Yes, it is. All right, so we're going to do an unboxing, you and I, of a
Awesome.
P120, and I've got a whole stack of them here.
Well, I'm glad we're doing this with you, Tom, because there hasn't been an unboxing yet, and there's something in the box that I'm very, very proud of. So we can talk through that. So I'm really happy that we're doing this live on air. That's great.
All right. Well, very good. All right, so let me clear the decks here, and let me get a camera. Let's see. Do I have like a BirdDog P100 hanging around? Oh yeah, here we go. That's a P100 right up there, hanging over the desk. So and I've just happened to have a BirdDog P120 right here. Now I don't have a down shot on this one. Sorry guys, you're going to have to take an angle shot. But that is the box. That's the front of the box. And what you might notice that you rarely see, it's got a little screen on the front of it. A camera that has a screen. How about that? And this is on the front, not on like a viewfinder or something like this. This is where we can find it. And then this is a shot of the back. And you can't tell the players without a program. This is number 3. He's the fullback. And then on the back, of course, you have the design and all of the different piece parts, the imaging, mechanicals, onboard display, power and dimensions, network, et cetera, and it has a little diagram of what the back of the camera looks like, and then, of course, the obligatory beauty shot. But what you'll notice in the beauty shot is the tally light that goes from the front of the camera to the back of the camera. Eamon, Dan was saying at NAB, was it you or him that coined the term for that tally light?
So we call it the 360 Mohawk, but just the Mohawk tally. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So I've got little pet names for our P110 and P120 cameras. So I call one Taxi Driver because I like my movie references, and the other one I call Mr. T because they both got Mohawks. So.
All right. So here we go. This box has not been opened since it left the factory. And at the very top of it, we have a BirdDog. Welcome to the family. Welcome to the family. Do we dare open what's in? Is there something worthwhile inside this envelope? Oh yeah.
Well,
there's goodies.
Stickers, so that's worthwhile.
Oh yeah, look at that. You've got oh man, look at this. All sorts of BirdDog stickers. Holy cow. Oh, my grandsons are going to love those. And then a thank you note. And the first thing it says is unlock. You can't really see it, but take my word for it. It says unlock the latest features by updating the firmware. And it gives a URL to the firmware. Activate your warranty by registering. Download the latest manual. You guys are so smart to put manuals only online and not deal with a paper manual, because
there's a few reasons.
Update it anytime you need to.
There's that. There's also we're trying our best to reduce our environmental footprint at the moment, and printed manuals, they go out of date. Not everybody uses them. A lot of people just throw them in the bin. But we have digital manuals for everything online. So there we go.
There we go. Look at that. Oh, and there's more. Official BirdDog cord holders. Look at that. Neat. Love them.
Yeah, Velcro cable ties, yeah.
Yep. And then, if you're an idiot, here's instructions on how to unpack the box. Is this the part you were excited about?
Not so much. It is helpful because we've changed the way that the cameras are shipped internally. So yeah.
Okay. Oh, that's not a camera. What is that? That's another box Another container of goodies.
That's accessories and things that you need.
What do we have in here? We have a remote. By the way, pay real close attention to how the battery goes in the remote, because if you put it in upside down, like I did for weeks, it doesn't work.
I still get caught out sometimes, Tom. You're not alone.
Power supply. Looks like a USA plug, and oh, hold on. Let's open this. Get rid of this little box for a second. And we've got the USA 2-prong connector for the power supply. We have a note about the battery. It says battery is not included. You should purchase a CR2032 3-volt Colin lithium battery and install it properly. Amen.
Yeah, apologies, the batteries. Yes, not upside down like I always do. Apologies, the battery's not included. It actually is a shipping nightmare to ship things with batteries in them sometimes.
Yeah.
So it's easier just to, it's easier just to put that in there. So, yeah.
I hate to say this, but properly is misspelled.
Oh no!
The batteries are going to curse you guys forever, one way or another.
Get that marketing guy out of here.
The proofreader. All right, so we got this USB, and it looks like it is. Is this an audio cable?
That's the audio cable. Yeah, that's for 3.5 mil input and output via the USB.
That's why it says line in, line out.
Yeah, there's 2 USB ports on the back. Yeah, one's for audio and one's for UVC connection to Teams and Zoom. So yeah.
Oh my gosh, we haven't even gotten there yet. All right, hold on. We've also got our player numbers. 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah, I should highlight it. It ships with 1, 2, and 3, and we're more than happy to send out the rest. If you want, numbers 4 through 0, we can send those out to you. That's not a problem. But we figured most people usually buy cameras in 3, so 1, 2, 3 is probably enough.
Perfect.
And
perfect.
Yeah, it's not about cutting costs. It's just we don't want to make things that just don't end up being used, because it just ends up in landfills. So.
Well, that's right. And what's more, you get 4 mounting screws. So don't lose those. You might need them. Now check this out.
Exactly. Yeah, this is actually what this is one of the changes we've made, which I'm quite proud of. So there's no more foam packaging. It's cardboard. You can put it straight in the recycling and give it a new life again. So yeah, there's no foam in our packaging anymore. So it took a while to get this kind of organised and worked out. And this is why there's an opening instruction, because it is a little bit. It needs it's really cool, but some people might get confused.
Well, no offense, but the P200 and the P400 and the P100 foam takes 10 minutes to get those guys unpacked. They are so tightly clinched by the foam.
Pretty tight, yeah.
But exactly. this, look at this. It's just pulls right out with hardly any effort at all. Oh, there we go. There we go. All right.
Yeah, so the cardboard insert should be recycled itself, and also then recyclable. All of the ink on the boxes and things as well, we use soy-based ink rather than so there's no petrochemicals in the printing. So we're trying our best to reduce our footprint where we can.
Awesome. Dun, 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 dun,
there it is.
Dun, dun. Oh. Uh-oh, hope I didn't break it. All right, that is just, there's nothing else in there but air and cardboard, so we'll set that aside. And this guy comes out. Oh, one of my favorite parts about this is coming up. And there's nothing in here, so we'll set that aside. And then we have plastic wrapper, which is inevitable. You've got to, and look at this. Look at this right here. Number one, there are no straps or films that you have to pull off, but there's a for real lens cap. Look at that, a for real lens cap.
Yeah, we got one here.
Wow.
So yeah,
It says BirdDog on it. All right, so let's look at this guy up close now that we've got him unboxed. So this is a 20x zoom lens. And down here is the little, what is it called? LED or LCD? LED.
it's OLED, OLED.
OLED. All right, and it's got a little piece of plastic you pull off. We'll do that in a minute. And then we've got a this is a power light, I guess, and then the Mohawk tally across the top with the BirdDog on either side, so you can tell what it is no matter which way it's facing. And then the business end here, we've got USB. What is that USB?
That's the USB, actually. Yeah, it uses the square kind of printer style plug to do USB for using it as a webcam.
Okay.
They're available. They're available at all of the
so that's video output
electronic stores.
Yeah, okay.
It is a video output. Yeah, so it's for connecting to Teams and Zoom and various other things. Yeah.
And then next to it is USB 3.0, which says audio and upgrade. So there we go. That's going to be our audio cable that we had just a second ago. Or to update the baseboard via a USB thumb drive. Okay.
Well, actually, that's one of the good things is there's no more of that update process for the P110, P120.
No
so it's all
more.
Unified firmware. Yes. No more. So it's a unified firmware. You can just push it over the IP cable and update them remotely.
Loved it.
So, yep.
I did the firmware update on the P120 over there in 4 minutes yesterday. It was painless.
Yeah.
Wasn't nearly as
we're learning along the way.
Wonderfully complicated. It was simple. It was idiot stuff.
We're learning along. Yeah, we're learning along the way. We're trying to make things better as we go. So.
Okay, and as we do our port tour on the back, this is the RS-232 442 port that looks like Ethernet, but fortunately it's labeled. You can't really see it, but it is labeled RS-232/422, so you don't mistakenly put your Ethernet PoE cable in there. What would happen if you do? Would it hurt anything if you put PoE in that?
It won't hurt.
Because PoE is self-sensing, so it says,
Correct. Yeah. It just won't do anything. Yeah.
Okay, and then right in the middle is the gun barrel for the SDI. And I like the symmetry of the back of this. It balances nicely. It appeals to my sense of order. And on the left side, the Ethernet port here is marked NDI/POE. POE. So there you go. And then below that is an HDMI output. And to the left of that is power. But if you're doing PoE, you don't need power.
Yeah. So we actually, the P110 and P120, I really do think they're amongst the most flexible cameras going around, because you do have 4 different connection types. You've got NDI, SDI, HDMI, and USB. So it can be used basically for any application you wish. And then with obviously NDI and PoE, you can just run one cable to them and away you go.
And you've protected the legacy folks with the RS-232 422. So for
not many people from my feedback is using that port anymore, but it's there if you need it. So yeah.
Right. Okay, and then down on the bottom, we have a massive list of a dip switch, and we've got what is that? Two 8-switch dip switches. Yep. SW1
that's
and SW2, 1 through 8 and 1 through 8. And I bet nobody ever touches any of those, do they?
Pretty much no, and you kind of don't need to unless you're doing baseband, SDI kind of connections.
Or
but you don't really need to.
If you're doing USB and you don't have an Ethernet connection, you could set your resolution from the bottom of the camera.
Yeah, that's true too. Yeah, yeah.
Somebody I know could have needed that earlier.
Yeah, yeah,
Oh,
exactly.
yeah. Okay. All right. So that's great. So that's there, and then we've got the part number, and I'm assuming that's the serial number.
Yep. There should
And
be a MAC
then
address on the bottom as well. Not that you'll
and a
need it because
MAC
it's on the box.
address. MAC address. Yep, with the QR code, and then there's another. I can't make out what that is, but if I needed it, I'm sure I can find a magnifying glass. And then, of
Yeah,
course,
the
the
MAC address is also on the side of the box. It's worth pointing out, so you don't need
side
to
of the
turn your
box.
camera over to get that. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yep.
It should be on the outside of the box as well. Yeah, just down there on the bottom, I can see the QR codes.
Right there. Yeah. Same codes. There we go.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Awesome. And then the quarter 20
yeah.
in the middle.
Yep.
Four little pads so we can put it on the
rotation
desk.
spigot.
And then here are the holes that our screws, our mounting screws, would go in. And then 4 other screws, one of which says void if damaged. I guess that means void if removed.
Yeah, it's just
removing the. What is the warranty? 1-year warranty?
Yeah, I should know that off the top of my head, shouldn't I? I think it's 1 year, and I think we're working on doing some warranty extensions at the moment. But yeah, 1 year I think for now.
Okay.
Yeah, the note on the bottom is really just please don't open it. If you've got any problems, just send it into our facility. We'll do it for you. So,
nothing inside is user repairable. That's right. Oh, look at this.
Yeah, that's a nice little feature we added in there. So when you've got your cameras out the front, you can see which 3, and just makes it easier visually to pick them up in your vMix or whatever.
And that becomes illuminated when the camera powers on.
Yeah, so that'll be red or green depending on what the tally is. Yep.
Yeah. Shall we power it on?
Sure.
Let's see.
I'm always nervous, but
yeah, that's right.
I don't know why, but
well, you're trusting me to have done it correctly. But there isn't anything I've done. I've just unboxed it. Okay.
Yeah, should be ready to go out of the box. They should be pretty much plug and play.
All right, so we're going to plug it into the left side, not the right side.
Top left, yeah.
Top left, and here we go. Did you hear it click? And I did notice when I plugged in the one yesterday that it took a little while before it started its power on routine, or at least so far that I could see. And as you see now, it's beginning to move a little bit. And it's testing out its motors.
Two dances. There it goes.
Yep.
It'll do one more little movement, and then it should be ready to go. They do take 30 seconds to a minute to boot up. That's just how they are. So.
Okay. So let's go to NDI and see if we can find it. So I'm going to do a quick screen capture here in vMix so that you guys can see what I'm doing.
Yeah.
All right.
And while you're doing that, Tom, I'll just highlight that we do learn along the way things like the firmware update, but also the OLED screen on the front. I think it was interesting. One of the first things that happened is people started getting our cameras in the wild and posting photos on social media and things like that of our cameras. And pretty much all of the cameras had an IP address printed out and written on the side of it. And we thought, that's something pretty easy we can fix with the screen, So it's taken a little while to get there, but that's been on the plans for a long time. Look at that. There we go.
All right. Now this is just Ndi Studio Monitor. Holy cow. That's a shot you don't ever want to see. All right, so let's see. So we're going to, can we zoom out? It's already zoomed out, so now we've got to zoom in. Yeah, let's don't do that. Let's find something else to look at. There we go. There's little brother.
Yep.
He's not going to be able to tilt enough, I guess, to see him. So let's go look at something. This is a 20x zoom. So we really can't do it justice here. But
the 28 should be enough for most indoor uses. And then obviously you've got the P200 if you need longer. Excuse me.
Bless you.
Early morning here. I haven't had my my allergy tablet yet, so.
There we go. Now let's see if we can get a... It may not want to focus in on something so close. That's the ceiling tile. There we go. All right. Okay, so now we're going to come down here in the bottom right-hand corner. This is the Ndi Studio Monitor, and we're going to click that, which will open up the dashboard. And we'll log in to the dashboard with this password that everybody should remember, called BirdDog. And we can see that it is currently set up for 1920 by 1080 at 5994p, sample rate of 422, firmware version 5.0.049. I think 054 is the latest one, so it's just a minor, kind of a minor dot update.
Yeah, a couple of little bugs and quirks that we ironed out. One thing I'd like to highlight just while we're on here, Tom, is all the dashboard settings, and this is a bit of a change from the interface.
Yes.
You can actually see all you can see all these before you log in. So before you've even typed in your password, you can see the data rate and the frame rate and system utilization, CPU usage and all that sort of thing, network bandwidth. That's all available right there before you even log in. And then obviously once you log in, you can access the camera settings as well.
Yeah, I like the look of this. This is a lot more fun than the other one. So that's the dashboard. This is the network where we can set up all of our network regarded things. And then system is going to be where we change our passwords and do our firmware updates. AV setup allows us to set up some things about the camera. Like, is the OLED on? The OLED is on. How about that? We'll go look at that in just a second. And we'll turn the tally on.
Can I, yeah, if I may just highlight one of the key features in here that's a new feature as well, is
Sure.
down in the bottom left, you can see stream to network. So you can physically turn the camera NDI stream off if you need to, so that people can't access it. So you can still have it on, you don't have to turn the cameras off and all that sort of thing, but you just turn the stream off so that, someone else in the building or on the network can't just access that camera stream. So, yep.
Aha. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So that you could be connected via SDI or HDMI and control the camera over Ethernet without having it stream over Ethernet.
Yeah,
okay.
correct.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
We're going to go ahead and just change this to match our overall frame rate today. And the change takes place pretty quickly. I've been impressed with that. All right, let's go to cam control. And here we've got cam control, so we can set can we set presets here? No, just looks like we've got some controls over the motion of the camera. And then we've got...
there should be presets there.
Are there? Okay.
There should be.
Tilt spoons.
Maybe not.
Not seeing it, yeah. And then white balance, picture, typical stuff that we've seen in the others, the color matrix, exposure. Yeah, here's the presets. They have a tab all on preset. And then something called Free D, which is currently under development, so we're not going to worry about that one. And then one of my favorites is scopes. So here on scopes, we can turn on the scope, and we have a choice of a histogram, a waveform, an RGB parade, or a vector scope. And for those of you vMix users, you don't want to be confused with this, because I was. When you turn it on program enable, that means that the scope will be appear on the program. And actually on the program feed, it'll appear on the camera feed in vMix. And if you turn it on the preview, this is not the vMix preview. This is the preview somehow that's accessible through Studio Monitor. So vMix users, don't be confused on that.
Yep.
All right. And then the last one is
so,
logouts.
We're really
love the interface. Love the interface.
We're really proud of the scopes. Actually, the scopes is a huge update. It means you can make sure you're in a safe area. For sort of idiots like myself, the the waveform or the RGB paraders is sort of where it's at. You can make sure you're not clipping at the top with the highlights, and make sure you're up enough at the bottom as well. But really, the clipping of the highlights is the key thing, so that you can make sure that an area of the image is not blown out and things like this. So the scopes are really nice.
Okay. Oh, you see a roof leak there. So let's add this into our vMix production and let vMix control it. So we'll just add an NDI input. It shows up as one of the cameras. I'm guessing it's the top one on the list. And boom, there it is. That is the camera. So in vMix, we can just go to the PTZ tab and connect. So now I've got control over that camera in vMix. And can I show you? How would I show you? Let's see. I'll show you that you can see it right there in the monitor, that it's red, and I guess it's a little washed out. Let's see if we can go to now it's green. Can I shade some lighting here from it? Yeah, there you go. And then if we go back to it, the little number on the back gets lit up the same way as the number on the back is a tally light too. So this was red just a second ago, like the Mohawk was. Okay. All right. Very cool.
Yeah. So the tally, because it's raised a little bit at the top, we call it the 360 tally, because you should be able to see it basically from 360 degree angle.
Even upside down. Yeah. All right.
That might be a little bit more difficult.
And you can see on the front that our OLED, our OLED screen is there. It tells us it's a BirdDog P120. It gives us the address on the network, which is 192.168.1.120. It gives us the NDI name, which is the BirdDog 96 AAE, whatever. And then at the very last line, it tells us the resolution and frame rate, 1080p, 2997. So this is great for folks that are just, what do I have? Where is my camera on the network? Well, the camera will tell you. It's I'm liking it.
Yep.
I am liking it.
I'm glad. Yeah, the OLED is very handy. The IP address especially. You don't have to try and find them on the network anymore. As long as you can see the front of the unit, you can just go and type it in your web browser and away you go.
Right. And the fact that it's set up coming from the factory for DHCP means we don't have to mess with a static address and go in and change it. It's already assigned an address, and it tells us what address it is. I like that. Well thought out. Well thought out. Big hand clap from me on that one. Okay, so you're ready.
Thank you.
You're ready for? Go ahead.
I just wanted to highlight one more feature. So you mentioned the lens cap. That also means that it has a screw thread as well. So you can put ND filters and things like that on the lens as well.
Look at that.
Yeah,
it does.
so you can put. So if you're outside or something like that and you need an ND, and rather than having it built in, you can use a more accurate one that's made of glass. So yeah. How
about that? Love it. All right. So are you ready for criticisms?
Always. So I'm getting a bad internet connection though. I think I'm dropping out. You still there, Tom? Yeah.
Well done. Well done. Well done. All right.
Yeah.
This is, I mean, of all the
Yeah.
criticisms, and this is the same problem with the P100, is
Mm.
it is hard to unplug the Ethernet cable because it's such a tight fit.
Yeah.
And I've found that
I have
it
the
can be
same
done
problem.
very easily with anything that's flat, a popsicle stick. Do y'all have popsicles in Australia?
Yeah, we call them ice creams though. So we don't distinguish
creams.
between ice cream that comes in a tub and an ice cream that you get from the shop. So we just call it an ice cream.
An ice cream. So an ice
Yeah.
cream stick would do nicely. Yeah. And that'll
Yeah.
put down the little tab. So you need to send ice cream sticks with the P120s. Just a little BirdDog branded
Yeah.
ice cream stick. There you go. Problem solved.
We'll put it in the welcome pack. I like that.
That's right. That's right. All right. Well, I think this is going to be a huge seller for you guys. The price point in the U.S. is $18.95 for the P120. The P110 is $17.95. I checked my distributor's stock this morning, and they're sold out of everything, which means that resellers like me that were smart and ordered them months ago before they were even shipping, we got ours first, and it emptied the warehouse. So I'm sure there'll be another, another station wagon load coming in soon. But
Yeah, there should be more on the way.
one,
Tom's your man. Absolutely. We shipped. I think we've started shipping the black P110 and the black P120. The whites are coming out in about a week or two, I think. Was the last update I had. But yeah, look, we've got more P110 and P120 black on the way at some point. But yeah, if you need them, Tom's your man. Get them from Tom.
I have got the P120s, and half of the ones that I ordered are already sold. So there you go.
Beautiful.
Yeah. It's going to be a super camera for you guys. Well done. Well done. Well done.
Thank you. Yeah.
You're welcome.
We try our best. So it's little touches that we care about, things like the OLED screen, and the numbering system is a bit unique, and then obviously I care a lot about the packaging in the box, which I probably talk too much about. It is just cardboard, but it's important to our company ethos.
Well, I'll tell you, for anybody that has struggled to open a P200 or a P400, this is what that was the very first thing I noticed when I opened it up and I saw those little handles, and I said, "Where's the foam?" And I was just playing a few minutes ago when it was easy to pull out of the box, and I think for folks like me that are taking cameras in and out all the time, because everybody that buys a camera from me, if it's something that I have on my shelf, I'm updating the firmware on it before I send it out, and in fact, with most of the BirdDog gear, I'm not having it drop shipped to my customer because I want to make sure that everything is right when it leaves here, so that it's got the latest, greatest firmware. If it's a P200 or a P400 and had to have the baseboard updated, sometimes that's a little bit of a complicated process. I wanted to get that done so that the client now can just stick in Ethernet cable, and if they need to update firmware, boom, they can update it. Perhaps at some point, you guys may do another baseboard update on that, but for now, it's all through Ethernet, and that's the bomb.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. So even if we do a baseboard update for these new cameras, you'll still be able to update it through the Ethernet. So there's no more USB needed, regardless if it's just a firmware update. Yeah. So
wow.
Yeah, it's all one cable now over the Ethernet.
Wow. All right. Well, before we go, because we're about out of time, I did want to share that we've got some deals too. If you want to buy the P100s as they are available, you can save $500 if you buy 3 of them. If you are interested in the P200s, you can get a free keyboard when you buy 3 of them. If you're interested in the P400s, same thing applies, plus you get a $500 discount. And if you just inherited millions and you want to buy 3 P4Ks plus a keyboard free, you can save $1,000 on that. So there's some deals there. Deals to be had. Deals to be had. And if you buy them here, we'll update all the firmware so that you start you hit the ground running, and then you're responsible for that after that. But we provide tech support for our customers up to the point of our knowledge. We're not going to be able to tell you the in-depth things, but we're going to be able to help you get things set up the way that's going to work for you. And a lot of times that's with vMix that you've purchased from us, or a custom PC that you purchased from us. So it's all one package. You're getting one person to call to help you with the whole system. And I love that system approach, and that, one point of responsibility approach. It drives me crazy sometimes, because I end up sometimes getting questions that are things that I felt like folks could have figured out on their own if they'd just taken a few seconds. But hey, that's okay. That's what we're here for, to help folks be successful in their live streaming at whatever level it is. And that's why I'm so overjoyed to be a part of the BirdDog reseller network.
We're so happy to have you, Tom, and that kind of service, really sets you apart from a lot of the other resellers, and it's another good reason for people to get their gear from you, for sure.
And so there we are, right there in the state of Alabama. But that doesn't mean that if you're in the state of New York or the state of California that you can't give us a call, because we are happy to serve the entire U.S. and the Caribbean. Yep.
Yeah, nice.
Yep.
Do you? I'm sure you personally deliver down to the Caribbean.
I make a special trip to hand deliver everything to the Caribbean. Yep. Actually,
no UPS for the Caribbean.
No. My dad was born in Nassau, and so it's always fun to go back to the Bahamas and visit family down there. Yeah. So
absolutely.
I'm half Bahamian.
Oh, there you go. I've never been to that part of the world, but I've always wanted. No, I didn't know that.
But now is the time for you to go.
I'll have to go back.
I mean, what's the temperature outside? Like 2?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's been pretty cold lately because we're, one stop away from Antarctica here in Melbourne. It can get pretty cold during the winter. So I'm not sure what this translates to in Fahrenheit, but it's 7 degrees right now.
7. So that's not bad. That's above freezing. Yeah.
Yeah, it's above freezing. It's probably about 20 or 25 or something like that in Fahrenheit. I'm not sure.
No, 32 is freezing in Fahrenheit. So you can figure it's probably about 45 here.
Okay.
Which is sweatshirt weather. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, okay. So it's not too bad.
Now, it's one quick question, then we're going to go to pre-show, post-show. Is there BirdDog merch?
Yeah, I get asked for merch a lot, and I don't really feel comfortable selling what we should be giving to people for free. So, look, if someone wants a hat or a hoodie or a jumper or something, just pop it in the comments, and we'll try and get one out to you. But I don't really feel comfortable selling it. It just doesn't feel right. Yeah.
So you need to ship John a case of them and let him distribute them for you in the U.S.
Yeah.
That way they don't have to come from Australia.
So.
There you go. All right.
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you, this is not gonna make. Oh, it's green, so it. Yeah, there you go. So this is going home with me. This is going home with me. That's going to be mine. Yeah.
Beautiful.
Eamon, you're a prince to be on the show. Hold on for a second in the post show. I'm sure we've got some questions, and
thank you, Tom. It's always thanks, Tom. It's always an honor to join you. So anytime.
You're very gracious and misled, but that's okay. So sit tight. Here we go. And we're out. All right, there we go. Very good.
So 10 years. You obviously are doing a stream for your 10-year celebration next week.
we're going to take the rest of the month and do a celebration and bring back the original video next week from 10
Good.
years ago. And I haven't talked to him yet, but I want to see if I can get Amnon or Al to come on the show, for a 10-year update of where live streaming is today as compared to where it was 10 years ago.
Yeah, so I think it's 10 years ago, it's 2012. What? Yeah, we've changed a lot in 10 years. I'm trying to think of what even. You've been pushing like 2640 YouTube or something like that? Or was that the workflow? Like, well, yeah. Okay.
It was. Here was my attitude. Standard definition is good enough. If you think you need HD, you are just crazy. That was my attitude back then. And what am I doing today? I'm doing 4K.
4K. Yeah.
So, all right. So we got some questions in chat.
Yeah, sure.
So Ken, who bought three? No, Ken, did you buy 3 or 4? I think you bought 3 of the P120s. He wants to know, can the SDI connector be used for a safety cable?
Yeah, absolutely. So the good thing is, well, I like SDI being called a safety cable now, not the main cable for a start. But yeah, you can. So the video outputs are all live at the same time. That means NDI, SDI, and HDMI are all live at the same time. So you can plug both of those, or all 3 of those, in if you wish. If you're using USB, though, the video ports then become disabled, and it only does USB. But yeah, the short answer is yes, you can use NDI and then use SDI as a safety cable.
I think when he means safety cable, he means like a dangling cable to keep it from falling off of a ledge.
Yeah, you could. I'm not sure that's what the SDIs are designed for, but yeah, it probably would work. I think
depends on the length of the cable. Yeah. There you go.
For something like that, they are mountable, like on the 3.5 mil. But what you could do is you could buy the optional mounting plate for ceiling or for wall. Probably the ceiling plate, actually. Put that on the bottom, mount the ceiling plate onto the tripod. Yep. Yeah, and then safety cable onto the plate, because there is holes and things like that, so you could attach a safety wire.
Is this the same footprint as the P200 and P400, or the P100?
It's the same footprint as the P100. Yeah.
Okay.
So it's a very similar.
So it would take a P100
it uses
mounting bracket.
Correct. Yeah. So the P100. Yeah, and I need to update the website, actually. You just reminded me, because I've had a few questions about that. So I'll get that done. But yeah, same mounting brackets as the P100.
Gotcha. Okay, here's another question. Does the HDMI out show the camera output, or could you also use that as it says NDI out to a TV to show the program out?
Oh, yeah, so like a reverse feed kind of thing. It doesn't do reverse feed at the moment, and I can't make any promise. Yeah, it's not for that. It's just for a live video output. Yeah.
Folks, he said, at the moment. Oh my God.
Yeah, let's go back.
Oh my God.
Let's go back in time. I can't promise anything there. So yeah, I'm not making any promises. I've got in trouble in the past for saying things that we're working on, but.
The unofficial word is now that we have a camera that could possibly be capable of not only being a great camera, but also being an NDI decoder. Oh my. Look at the gears. Look at the gears running in his head. He's like, Dan is going to kill me.
I just want to say, I was just about to say, Dan, if you're watching this, I didn't promise that we'd do return feed on the camera. That's.
But what a great idea. What a great idea. You just hang a little monitor right off the bottom of the camera.
Yeah. Yep. But no, it's video output.
It's video. So you could do this. Yeah, it wouldn't be program output, but it would do whatever the camera was seeing. Yeah. Okay, let's see. Ken is asking, does the camera support MDI/-X auto crossover detector?
I think probably asking about NDIHX maybe, or
M is in Michael. Michael David Igloo dash X-ray. MDIX. Ken, give me some more on that. Not sure what you're talking about.
I
Tommy
think maybe
says
Ken's referring to HX. Yeah.
HX. I'm not sure. I don't
maybe.
know what he says. Auto crossover detect. So, not sure what that means. I think that's an Ethernet thing. We'll find out. Ken, give us some more info.
Yeah.
Tommy says 20x is good for what? About 60 feet?
60 feet is 20 meters. Yeah, probably. Yeah, I would say so.
Okay.
I need to do some comparison tests on that, but there's some footage online from Harvard University who use our A300. That has a 30 times X, and that sees like across the football field and into the next one. No problems. So, so even if you divide that by a third, you're probably still going the length of a football field. So
this is your first 20x camera.
The 4. Yeah, I'm just running through the models in my head. No, the P400 I think is 20x as well.
Oh, the P400
and the PF120, and the PF120 is as well. Yeah. Sorry,
really?
It's early morning here.
Okay. Okay. All right. Yeah, it is still early morning. Goodness gracious! It's what 6 o'clock? Almost 6 o'clock. You need your coffee. You're not going to be able to go back to bed. Tommy is thinking about.
Go to the office. So.
Tommy is thinking about probably in a church environment where you've got a camera on the back wall, and then you've got the priest or the preacher or the minister mostly in the front. That distance right there, that camera to talent distance or camera to subject distance, with a shot that's maybe waist high and above, so that you can actually see a face and see expressions. Tommy, we'll test that. I'll take one of these over to my church and test it one Sunday.
Yeah, that'd be great. I think for most, medium-sized churches or auditoriums and things like that, classrooms, it should be fine.
Okay. Tim says, "I'm sorry, I'm late again." Clint says, "I'm just now getting here. Can you start over?"
I'm happy if you are, Tom. Let's go again.
Yeah, that's right. Let's do it again. Let's see. We're going to skip some of those others. Joe DeMax is here, and Joe says that I'm going to use VidBlaster to produce my 10th anniversary episode. Probably not. I think my VidBlaster license expired a decade ago. Ken said he bought 4 of the P100s. I need to go back and check that invoice because I'm not going to ship him an extra one. Ken says some venues require a safety cable above performers. That's why he was asking about it.
Yeah, okay.
So this would not be. Look. It wouldn't hold up in court if it fell and it broke. Ken, you would get nailed.
Depending on the weight, it might snap the SDI connector or something like that. But Ken, like I said, just use one of the mounting brackets on the bottom. There are loopholes on there that you can attach a proper safety cable to. So
there you go. All right, and he did give some clarification on the MDIX. Will it do MDIX? MDIX will allow a direct cable to the camera from the PC without going through a hub or a switch.
Oh, sure. Yeah. Okay. You can direct connection. That's just a networking thing. So yeah, absolutely you can.
Yeah, you can do it with a regular Ethernet cable.
Yeah.
I've done that.
No problem at all. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Good questions, guys. Good questions. Tommy Willis says the packaging is very smart. You have a handhold to remove the camera without having to grab part of the camera to get it out. Good part. Good point, Tommy.
Yeah. Thanks, Tommy. We're as I'll probably beat on a bit too much about it in the live stream, but yeah, I'm pretty proud of the packaging. The one thing that I was not too happy about was we didn't manage to remove the plastic on the cardboard. Like, this is the sort of stuff that we think about a lot. It's like, maybe we should have used reinforced cardboard so that it was completely cardboard. And you probably see some changes along the way for that as well. But we're trying.
All right. Let's see. Aziz says he wants one of those cameras, and he also says nice color combinations on the box. So there's a +1 for the box. Joe DeMax says, feel free to use the Ethernet cable as a safety chain. Feel free to use the Ethernet cable as a safety cable. Yeah, you could just plug it into the RS-232 port. That's not being used. No problem. Just put a loop in it. There you go. So that's the kind of questions you get on Streaming Idiots. Does it heat up enough to warm up my coffee? Yeah, right.
I promise you these are not as bad as the questions I get from my own mum. She's got a P100 now, and she does live streaming with vMix for her local community. She works with the Aboriginal community, Indigenous Aboriginal community here in Australia, and they do live streaming with a P100 and vMix. And I told mum specifically not to call me for tech support because I get way worse questions than that.
Oh, that is too funny. Yeah, we have a rule in our family. That if you give one of our parents, when my dad was alive, if you give any of our parents anything to do with technology, you are responsible for providing them technical support for the life of that device. And my mother begged for a smartphone, and my brother, he gave in and got her a smartphone, and he was back at the AT&T store 10 days later returning that smartphone.
Well, that's a good rule because my brother was adamant that we were going to get my father an iPhone, and he said it was his first smartphone. And he got it about 3 years ago, and he started learning how to use WhatsApp, which was kind of good because we could chat with him for a while. But then we just started getting all we'd get is all day just pictures of his cat, and it's like, Dad, just stop, please.
But he liked the technology. And he wanted to show you he was taking full advantage of it. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So Joe DeMax says, hi, Eamon. Otis Granville says, howdy, y'all from Texas. You may have met Otis at NAB. And yeah. All right. So we're winding down here. So we're going to let this guy take the rest of the morning off, folks. But a big thank you to Eamon for coming on the show and allowing me to throw him to the wolves, as it were, with a unscripted, unpracticed unboxing, which went pretty darn well, if you ask me.
I agree.
So,
look,
Eamon,
Tom, before we close out, thank you very much for having me on. And
of course,
honestly, it is very much an honor, and I feel like we wouldn't be here without some of the support you gave us early on. So we appreciate it very much, and being able to reach your community and things has been wonderful for us. And I just can't wish you enough goodwill and good wishes for your 10-year anniversary. I think it's amazing. You probably are the person who's been streaming the longest and most consistently on the planet that I know of. So, congratulations! It's a big day next week.
We are unofficially the longest. How did we put it? The longest continually running internet show, live streaming show about live streaming. You talk about the super narrow niche. We're the longest ongoing show. Cool. So that and $10 will buy you a cup of coffee. All right. Good. Hey.
I can't wait to see your first show. I'm gonna try and get up next week, and I'll get up at like 5 a.m. or whatever it is.
You don't have to wait. You can go to YouTube and watch it tonight, and you'll see.
No, it's not as much fun that way.
He still has the same shirt.
I'll watch it. No, I watched the then and now one on.
There we go. We'll do a side by side next week. That'll be fun. All right, folks. So next week you'll get to see some of our side by side. We'll also be talking about the point-to-point wireless, setting up a point-to-point wireless network. If you're doing sports this fall, we'll probably hook up a P120 to it and see how a P120 can be controlled over a point-to-point wireless, say maybe a mile away. We'll do something crazy like that. Why not? Why not? That's the thing about this show, Eamon, is we do idiot stuff because somebody out there is going to do this idiot stuff sooner or later. We may as well do it first and be able to tell you how it really goes. And sometimes
absolutely.
it works.
I'd be really curious to see the networking technology behind that and see how it goes. So yeah, give it a
It's
go, Tom. That'd be fun.
a pair of $89 point-to-point wireless